These are my ups and downs for Wolfpack Season 1, Episode 6, After Party. The credited writer on this episode is Crystal Haughton-Ziv. The director is Katie Eastridge. Director of photography is Rich Paisley. Now we're getting into the meat of the mystery, and if you don't want to be badly spoiled, I suggest you get your little werewolf loving butts over to Paramount Plus and catch up on Wolfpack right now. My first up this episode goes to director Katie Eastridge for managing to keep the tension all ramped up throughout this pre-opening credits bit. Future viewers will be watching this series on a binge, and this amazing kids around a campfire with the boogeyman in the shadows follows directly from the shocking Kristen Ramsey reveal.
A werewolf.
Now, there is no way you can top that insanity. So instead, Eastridge takes the shocked viewer and plucks gently at their jangled nerves with the lurker behind the Buddha. I'm going to give one great big group up, but each of these guys individually deserves their own. Every actor in this crowd. Zach Nelson as Cyrus, Rio Mangini. Again, Rio Mangini for his Austin, so good. Stella Smith's Tia for just being Tia. And Raynor Dawn's party favor facilitator, Cody. Now, I talk about chemistry way too much in these things, but that's the intangible quality that makes or breaks a show like this. And this mix of Wolfpack teens is explosively reactive in all the right ways. But that brings me to my first down for the episode, a major down for the loss of Bailey Stender's Phoebe. I love that character for a lot of reasons, not least of which how much depth she added to Blake's hard-to-crack exterior. Maybe they didn't realize when they cast her just how great she was going to be in this role. Maybe they did realize that, and they offed her to show how real the stakes are in this universe by allowing one of the bigger characters to get got. Either way, I absolutely hated it. It is a big down for me. I mean, I love how they did it. It's a very selfish and personal down and absolutely nothing to do with how great it all played out. But I'm allowed to pout if I lose a character I like. So there.
I can't remember my name.
My up above all ups is coming early this episode, and that is for the kid only Everett can see. I love that of all the pack members, what has to be a mental projection of the kid inside the big wolf is reaching out to Everett. I also love how Armani and Chase Liefeld played this scene. To me, this exchange is even better than what we saw revealed later when Ranger Briggs shot the big wolf. There's just something wonderful in how much of a helpless ghost vibe that this kid gives off here.
I can't remember.
We get an up here for Sarah Michelle Gellar really having fun playing against type. After that reveal, which I probably will go on and on about, Kristen Ramsey is now an electric jolt every time she appears on screen. Even doing the most mundane things like dousing the testosterone in this conference room scene. There's just this little edge of insanity to Kristen Ramsey's character. I'll get more into her relationship with the werewolf in Canon Observations, but this too is played to perfection and with just the right amount of calm, but still crazy. Okay, I really don't know if this should be an up or a down because I don't know enough about handguns to comment on this unusual way of chambering around or checking the chamber or whatever Kristen is doing here. Gun folks, if you want to weigh in down below, this just struck me as odd.
It's killing people every night.
Say it. Say what it is.
Now, this scene is a down for me. I get that it's necessary explication. I know it had to happen, but I wish they could have found a different way to do it than just gaslighting Austin.
It was a bear.
Again, this is played really well by everyone involved. I personally don't like the way it went down. This gets an up, I guess. I mean, I loved seeing it because of the reasons I mentioned before. Bailey is great in this role. But I was viewing this as the start of something between her and Blake. It was not the start of something. Still, though, I like these two working out their issues.
Is he on the premises?
You got a warrant?
Solid up for Blake, knowing her Fourth Amendment protections against unlawful search and seizure.
Have you been smoking or consuming illicit substances?
No, just needles. We like to share dirty needles.
We will delve more into this in canon observation, but Harlan's time with Cyrus, deploying his hearing to both protect them and to interrogate him, gets an up from me. A huge up for this whole thing. I don't know where to begin. The wolf just hovering there, Kristen's demeanor and calm voice, the attempt at de-escalation, the brief jolt of chaos that follows. This is all just such good TV.
Wait, you saw a bear?
There have been multiple sightings. All of you need to be more careful.
Another down for even more gaslighting of poor Austin. This is not going to end well for this character. I'll just predict that right now. Okay, now this scene is getting a huge up and a tiny down. It is wonderful to see Everett and his one good parent. I love that this dad is worried about his son. He trusts him, but he still worries. I love everything here. Love that we get to see more of him played by John Adams. Love the natural feel of father and the son with a secret. I just love everything about this. Everything except the color of this pill. I know it's minor, but it gets a down for causing confusion. I'm sorry, but aggressive advertising has implanted a specific definition for little blue pill in my brain. I know that particular drug is shaped like a diamond, and this pill is later revealed to be round. But come on, round and blue is what, Klonopin? An anti-seizure med? I don't know. Make the damn thing yellow or white. All my anti-anxiety meds are white. It's literally a very tiny thing, but it took me out of the scene because I was wondering what David meant by what happens to him if he doesn't take it, and this seemingly very frank discussion between father and son. I should just save the recording from week to week when I say that I love the Blake and Everett thing.
I'll get a phone if you want me to.
I don't need a phone to find you.
Oh, this whole I don't need a phone to find you, absolute mint. Big up there. Big up for Cyrus being the little spoon. While I hate what's happening here, this shot of Phoebe with the lurker is wonderful and very much upworthy, as is what Austin experiences here. This is probably the most insane thing I've seen a teenager put through on television. Okay, I'm recording this on very little sleep, so hyperbole is kind of my default setting right now. But I really can't think of anything worse, other than being the person that Austin is watching, of course. Big up for this junior detective scene. The pack working on a mystery is always fun to watch. This is a huge up for me specifically because I've known about this cast member since September and couldn't tell a soul. Gideon Emery played a huge part in that other werewolf show, and it's great seeing him again here. His character is suitably lone survivor creepy, and he opens up a whole new avenue of canon for Wolfpack. I do have a down in this scene, though. It's a down for the entire episode, if I'm being honest. It was all very talking and not showing this week. Now, usually the explication on this show is given quickly and integrated into whatever else is going on. Here, it is necessarily different because this is story time. And while they accent some of that story with flashbacks, I personally would have enjoyed more showing of the flashbacks here. Ranger Briggs gets an up here for doing the right thing for Cyrus. The system is almost always portrayed as corrupt on TV, and it can be in real life. It's never really fair, and you can get majorly effed over, and many people do every day in the system. But between being a fugitive and submitting to custody, the latter is the right move for Cyrus, an innocent teenager, especially because some damning but obviously misunderstood evidence has come to light implicating him. Again, Briggs did the right thing by Cyrus.
You fucking piece of shit!
And finally, a huge up for all of this. The punch, the wolf out, the calling of the name, all of it made me tense and nervous, and the resolve was beautifully realized and completely satisfying. Now over to canon observation. I am only focusing on the werewolf stuff this week because there's just so much of it. I know we get a reveal about the original wildfire and the investigation into the current fire, but it looks like we'll get more of that next week. So this week, I'm all about the wolf in this segment. We learned that Strange Kid at the party was somehow mentally linked with Everett and wasn't really there. Love that. Is this a new power, or is it an extension of the intense mental link that he already shares with Blake, and to a lesser extent with the twins? Now, through this mental link, we get the name of our big wolf, Baron. That will come in handy. I've been saying all along, I didn't think Big Wolf was Harlan's dad, and now we have confirmation. Lots of people have been saying Kristen Ramsey is the big wolf. That is finally dispelled. A lot of those same people are saying Baron is her dead son. Okay, that sounds a little cliche to me, but I guess we're going to find out soon enough. Obviously, Kristen knows him or thinks she knows him and is offering to change him back, which we learn can be done by calling out his name. That name thing is a real werewolf myth from Germany. It was believed by calling out the werewolf's Christian name 3 times, that would change them back. But perhaps the most important piece of new canon we got this week is about how to make a big wolf big. We now know that fire is what turns normal wolf-shaped werewolves into big monster-shaped werewolves. And we get the suggestion that the current forest fire was set specifically for this purpose. There are, I believe, only 2 episodes of Wolfpack left in this first season. New episodes drop every Thursday on Paramount Plus, on Fridays in some other countries.